like to call this special board meeting to order, please. If you would stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome everyone, and welcome everyone watching at home. Before we call the roll for attendance, I'd look to Council Walton to explain the Open Meetings Act issues going on because of the pandemic.
Yeah, with the pandemic continuing and the infection rate still high in Illinois, it's my understanding, Mayor, that you agree that it's not prudent to mandate that all of the elected officials attend the meetings in person. Is that right?
For now, yes.
For now, for the time being, and this would apply to both meetings tonight. We have a special meeting followed by the regular departmental meeting. It's my understanding that you agree with that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee DeVore?
Present.
Trustee Gett?
Present.
Trustee Kazam? Trustee Marfel?
Present.
Trustee Wigginton?
Present.
Trustee Weisenberg?
Present.
All right, welcome everyone. We would be at comments from the audience. If anyone would like to address the board, please come forward to the podium. Give your name and address and try and keep your remarks under 5 minutes. Comments from the audience, going once, twice. Comments are closed. We'll get right into our piece of business for this special meeting. It's approval of ordinance 2022-1671, providing for the issuance of $1,665,000 taxable general obligation bonds, Series 2022 of the Village of Peoria Heights, Peoria County, Illinois, for the purpose of refunding the taxable general obligation bonds, Series 2016 of said village, and providing for the imposition of taxes to pay the principal of and interest on said bonds. Trustee DeVore, I'd ask for a motion to approve this.
I make a motion to approve this.
A second, please.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Council, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. We've talked about the bonds in the past and the interest rates currently being lower than they were when the bonds were first taken out in 2016. Morton Community Bank has agreed to effectively, we call it refunding, that's a fancy word for refinancing the bonds, at a rate of 2.8. The original rate was 5.125. The savings are significant, $329,000 over the life of the bonds. The bond ordinance is lengthy. I'd be happy to do my best to answer any questions that you have about it. What I can tell you is, compared to the existing bond ordinance and the rules and regulations and agreements that are in effect today with respect to the original bonds, the only material difference with this refunding or refinancing is that the bank has asked that we agree not to further refund or pay early or refinance for a period of 5 years. I believe that's a reasonable request. It's typical, number one. I think it was kind of an oversight with the original bonds. But it is also, in the environment that we're in, rates are certainly going to be going up over the next couple of years. I think that it's I don't have a crystal ball any more than anybody else, but it's not a material detriment, I think, to the village to wait 5 years before refunding. So with that, there's one other point that I wanted to make on the record, and that is something I've talked to the mayor about this. Our firm, my law firm, Miller Hall and Triggs, is constituted of, at this point, we have 18 attorneys. We've had as many as 22. We have done work for Morton Community Bank. That presents, an obligation on my part to inform the mayor, and I'm now informing the board. I don't believe there's any conflict. I represent the village. We're representing the village in this transaction, not the bank. So we're not doing anything that's representing the bank's interest. We're only representing the village's interest. I explained all of that to the mayor, and I think he agreed that it makes sense for the village not to hire independent counsel for this transaction, but that would be the right of the village, as it is with any transaction. So Mayor, I think after we talked about that, you agreed that it's appropriate to allow our firm to go ahead with the transaction, correct?
That's my opinion, and we both agreed that for full transparency, we should disclose this for the public record.
Exactly. So if anybody has any questions about that issue, now would be the time for that. And then hearing none, are there any questions about the bonds, or mechanically, I guess I should say, just so everybody knows, bonds aren't like a typical loan where you make a payment every month. We pay interest twice a month and principal once a year. So our next, if we weren't doing this today, the next payment would be in April. So in order to have sort of a line drawn where, it's a new transaction, we have to bring that partial period of interest current. So we're gonna make a payment that's a partial interest payment. It would have been due on April 28th, so we're gonna pay it up through February 3rd. We're gonna close this on Thursday. And I can't remember how much that was.
It was approximately $22,000, I believe.
Yeah, some
A little
amount.
bit over.
That's not a transaction fee or anything, that's actual interest that has accrued, and then the new interest starts to accrue from February 3rd forward. The dates will be the same, the principal payments are identical, nothing is changing except for the interest rate going down. And if you look, I believe you were provided with a chart. In effect, it's almost exactly cutting the interest in half. Not the principal remains the same, obviously, but the interest that we're paying is effectively cut in half. So anyway, it's something, I think certainly benefits the village and will save, again, a little over $300,000 over the life of the bonds.
Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, thank you and everyone on the team for
Sure.
quickly scurrying to make this happen. We know interest rates are going up, so it's important to get this done tonight. I thank you for all your work on this.
You bet, you bet. The timing is great.
Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee DeVore.
Aye.
Trustee Gett.
Aye.
Trustee Marfell.
Aye.
Trustee Wigington.
Aye.
Trustee Weisenberg.
Aye.
All right, that passes. There being no further business to come before this special board meeting, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn the special meeting. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion to adjourn signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that meeting is adjourned, and it is after 6 o'clock, so I would like to call to order the regular Village Departmental Committee meeting. Once again, I'd ask you to stand for a moment of silence and following the Pledge of Allegiance after. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Madam Clerk, if you'd call the roll again, please.
Trustee DeVore.
Aye.
Trustee Gett.
Present.
Trustee Marfell.
Present.
Trustee Wigington.
Here.
Trustee Weisenberg.
Present.
All right, we have a quorum, and welcome again, everyone. We would be at approval of the meeting minutes from January 25th, 2021. I'd ask for a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Comments from the audience? Anyone who would like to address the board? Going once, going twice. Comments are closed. We would be at old business. Any old business to come before the board? Let's go right into new business. There's none on the agenda. Does anybody have any new business? Can't really vote on anything, but if you have something you'd like to talk about, go right ahead. Miscellaneous, any miscellaneous business? Trustee
I have-
Gett? Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr. Mayor, Chris, when's this meeting going to be released on YouTube?
It should be Thursday.
Okay, so it'll be after the snowstorm. I just want to take a few minutes and let the residents know about the impending snowstorm. If we do get what we're calling for, ask for patience for our plow drivers. And we'll get through this. Our guys do a good job. You want to add anything, Chris?
Just obviously, if you can get your cars off the street, that always helps. I know it's not possible for everybody, but if there is a way, that helps tremendously.
That's all I got.
Thank you. Any other miscellaneous? Trustee Gett,
I move to adjourn.
is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of the motion to adjourn signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you all. Be careful going home.
Oh, I have work.